The game. Enough said, right? Enough said. The game. You want numbers? How about this number? It has been 2,191 days. That's just hours shy of 6 years since Ohio State last beat the Wolverines. Ryan Day saying, we don't want to look at what has happened in the past. It's a different game this year. So let's start talking about this year's version of the game. Charles, what's your biggest storyline?
Man, storyline for me is defense, defense, defense. When you look at Ohio State's defense, it's nasty. It's a really good defense led by Caleb Downs, who I think has been the best defensive back in the country the last 2 years. #1 scoring defense, #1 total defense. Can this Michigan team find its running game? You know, when you run the ball in this game, typically you win. Can they move the ball against this defense? And then on the other side, Julian's saying he hasn't really faced a game where he had to really battle yet. Can Michigan's defense? Can they come up with turnovers? Can they pressure him? Can they make him uneasy in the pocket? So I think it's going to be about both defenses and what offense can manage against a team where they haven't been in a certain position before.
I'm going to talk big picture, because one of the storylines we've heard with the college football playoff expansion is, do rivalries matter? Do games like this still matter? And I'd say, hell yeah, they do. Now, you could go back to last season and you could look at Ohio State.
Did you hear that, Urban?
Trust me.
Does this game still matter?
Don't shoot the messenger, all right?
What?
But I think what's changed in regards to looking at this game specifically is it used to mean everything. It used to mean a trip to be able to win the national championship. It used to mean the Big Ten championship. Everything went through this game. And part of the issue now is you look at Ohio State's season last year, didn't win the conference, didn't win the big game, still won the national championship. So I think the mentality for some of the players and coach, has changed a little bit, but not for the fans. These fans have to live with the outcome of this game for 364 days until they face each other again. And it's still life or death for the fan. Maybe not for the players and coaches anymore.
I can only speak for the great state of Ohio.
It's a great state. I'm
from the great state of Ohio. You live, this is not, I said this many times, this is not a big game, a big week, this is a way of life. Charles, I made that beautiful drive from Columbus through farm country all the way up to the Wolverine state line. I almost said it. 9 out of 10 homes have that Buckeye flag out there. So yes, I understand big picture, but this game will always be the game, and it matters so much to the great state of Ohio.
Yeah, the game does matter, and I just watched that highlight reel, man. This is the game. I see my boy Chuck out there, helmet off, scrapping, getting into some altercations. Man, this game reminds me of what we call the bat game when I was in New Orleans. You would only focus on how hard you can hit somebody and how you can make them quit and go against their will for 60 minutes. That's what this game is about. The physicality, the team who plays the fastest, the team who hits the hardest, the team who makes a team lose against their will.
Yep.
That's what this game is about, man, and it's not going to change today.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. Like most big games, I think this game comes down to the quarterbacks. You got two young quarterbacks who have never played in the game. Talking about Bryce Underwood, remember, guys, this might have been, I think he's the highest-rated recruit in the history of Michigan football. He's the #1 player in the country. He's going to have his hands full today against Matt Patricia and that defense. The last couple of games, even Northwestern, we were there a couple weeks ago, the fourth quarter drive, he's starting to build some chemistry with Marsh. They put it together last week against Maryland. And then when you look at Julian Saying, you just mentioned it, he's never been in this game. He's been great all year. He's a Heisman Trophy candidate. He has not played in this game in front of 100,000 people in the big house. They got to get after him. We'll see how he handles adversity today, but two young quarterbacks, two future stars in college football going at it today.
Adversity is something Ohio State has not seen this season yet. Good Hands Report is sponsored by Allstate, celebrating 20 years of the Allstate Good Hands Nets program as we welcome in our gaming expert, our college football guru, the Bear, Chris Felica. All right, Bear, let's briefly move out of the Great Lakes State. What are the other key storylines here on the final day of this regular season?
It's interesting how the college football playoff race really creates strange bedfellows and strange rooting interests for certain teams. And specifically, Miami and Alabama have this kind of weird relationship going because Miami fans are kind of rooting against Alabama today because if Alabama loses that game at Auburn, that would be their third loss and the Tide would be out of the college football playoff. If Alabama were to win today, then all of a sudden Miami is rooting for Alabama next week because that would mean, assuming Miami beats Pitt today, Alabama would be the SEC champ. Alabama, in theory, would move ahead of Notre Dame. Assume BYU is a double-digit underdog, loses the Big 12 championship game. Now you would have literally Notre Dame and Miami right next to each other, and that's the conversation that the College Football Playoff Committee has seemingly been avoiding right now, and that's the conversation the college football world wants to have. College Football Committee, we would dare you to leave Miami out in that situation if Alabama were to win the SEC championship.
The bear poking the bear over there. I dare you to leave.
Sounds like
I dare you to leave.
Miami alum.
Miami, yeah.
Like
I don't know if you can see it over there over my corner there. Ohio State, one of their great fans. They've got Big Nut here in the house. But folks, Michigan counters with a big nut of their own. Everybody, please welcome Dave Portnoy.
So fired up.
He's got game face on today. All business.
Is that a woman's jacket?
Five.
I love it.
Oh, look at him, he's getting hugs.
Security.
2,191 days since Ohio State beat Michigan. Let me say that again. 2,191 days since Ohio State beat Michigan. There's people born in Ohio who have never seen the Buckeyes beat Michigan, and these morons on stage all year. Hey, Dave, are you nervous about Ohio State? Are you nervous? And you know what I say? Easiest game on the schedule. We beat them every single year. The last time Ohio, look at you losers, the last time Ohio beat Michigan, what was going on? Britney Spears, Hit Me One More Time was the best song in the country. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was the #1 TV show. Shakespeare in Love won the Oscar. It's black and white TV. Urban can't even remember that long. And I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter. We've heard it all. What will the excuse be this year? What will be Connor Stallion, singles, Colin McCord stinks. Your quarterback got concussed. You took a bus instead of a plane. We don't care. When an Ohio State fan walks down the street and sees a Michigan fan, they put their eyes on the ground and they cross the street because we're Michigan and they're not. And we're going to the playoffs and they're little natty. If you can't beat us, everybody knows it doesn't matter. Today is a great day. It's a celebration. 5 times in a row after today. Let's go. Let's play it. Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leader. Let's go.